This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I am here at NewVector Business Associates. Since 2009, they have been developing strategies that help owners take their business to where they want their business to be. I am here with the owner, CEO, president, founder, Steve. Thanks so much for joining us here. Why don't we begin, first of all, you began this consulting business in 2009, but really it was many years before that, 30 years of business experience that brought you here. Why don't you share with me a little bit about how you got involved in this particular industry?
Well, I had a career in corporate America and then left that, formed my own company with a couple partners, and then got bought out and thought I was doing pretty good. I RV'd around the country. I needed more purpose. I needed more direction. With all my business experience, I thought I'd just start consulting. And so I worked with a larger consulting company for a couple years, kind of learned the ropes a little bit. I also saw that there were some things that were really kind of, I wanted to do differently as far as working with small businesses. Some of the consulting is too front-end loaded with a lot of costs and stuff, and I thought we could work, because we work with small business people in particular, so we could work with them on a more of a long-term, gradual basis to help bring their company, like you said, our motto is to help them bring their company where they want their company to be. So, and then I formed my own company back in January 2009.
So you grew on 30 years of business experience. You went out and learned through basically a larger corporate consulting, found out that you wanted to do it your way, more basically in control of the end result. Speaking of results, obviously companies are looking for that end result, what affects the bottom line. And is this the reason a lot of the smaller companies and people that you're working with now are kind of turning to you and staying with you?
Yeah, the biggest thing is that they know their product, very well, but they don't know the business of the business. And this gets to the point where it's very frustrating to them. They're not quite sure what to do or how to do it. And a lot of them are just looking for, like hand-holding. I mean, just the ability to kind of give them some tools. But more than tools, we do give them the tools, but we also focus as a change agent to kind of help nurture them and move them along to where they need to do. So they gain some more the ability to run the business. And all of a sudden they start getting in control of the business. They start managing their cash. They start seeing what's going on. They start knowing how to plan. They start knowing where they are. Their stress levels comes down. Their family life gets better. I mean, I've had people tell me the best thing they ever got out of my services was a happier family because of the stress that left their business. So it's up to, we find out what they really want, what they really need. Again, where they're trying to take their business, why are they in the business? What are they trying to accomplish? And then we come alongside them and help them in that area.
I've interviewed many owners, and I find that they're very, very good at what they do, and that's why they started their company. Then they soon to find out that basically there's operations, there's employees, there's human relations, everything involved with it, and it can become overwhelming for the owner and end up kind of losing the joy why they even started in the first place. Is that what you find?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we find. Those are our clients. Those are the people who, they don't want to give up on their dream, but they don't know how to get from where they are right now to where they need to be to reach their dream.
Many times we hear owners that are wearing multiple hats, which may be fine at the get-go early on. How can that sometimes limit the growth of the company to go to the next level while the owner is still trying to wear those multiple hats?
That's very limiting. We've run into that all the time. We tell the owner, you have to move from working in the business to working on the business, because they are the ones that are going to drive the business to where it needs to go. And if they're so busy, putting out orders, talking to customers, doing their finances, talking, it gets very, like you said, overwhelming, and it kind of implodes on them. They just cannot get out of where they are. And so again, that's some of the tools and stuff that we work with them on is, okay, this is what you have to do. And we kind of, it's baby steps for a while, because they can't just all of a sudden stop and turn, because they still are very critical in the business. So it's a process of moving them so they're working more on the business and how to manage people, because they need the people then to work in the business.
When you're actually working in the business, it's kind of hard to focus on the future. I mean, you're really concerned about today and getting everything done, whereas wise owners are looking at the future, be it an exit strategy or however they want to spend their later years, and hopefully the business will be able to provide that. Is that what you're able to do for them?
Yes. Not all of our clients go as far with this as like an exit plan because of how young they are. But a lot of the clients that we do have, we will take the processes that we have in place and some of the management systems that we're training them, and get them working so that all of a sudden the business has a value outside of them. If it's only them that's doing the business, they are the business. So they can't sell themselves. So they have to have a business, an entity that's working outside of them. And so we will take some of our clients and move them longer range, like on a 5-year plan with benchmarks and everything, so that they're starting to build marketable business value so that they can leave it and meet their financial dreams in the future too, because a business owner, that's all they have basically is their business.
Absolutely. I mean, regardless of what you're doing or what size of company you're working with, you are always building business value. That really is what your company does overall.
Yeah, business value, and that value is again defined by the owner, because everybody is in a business wants something a little different, with their life, with their company, with what they're trying to do. So again, we come alongside of them and build the value that they're really looking for.
So this is not a one-size-fits-all. You actually learn what the goals and the dreams are of each client you're working with. Why don't we start with that initial business meeting? What takes place just for that short, brief interlude?
Well, what takes place initially is just like it can be a cup of coffee, it can be a half-hour meeting, it can last as long as it can, and we're just trying to understand what they are trying to accomplish, kind of the current reality. Where are they right now, and where do they want to be down the road? Then we tell them a little bit about what we do and how we work. And then if there's an interest, then we will move into the next phase, which we will go in and spend a couple days with the client and really help them define that current reality, and also help them define where they want to go in the future. And we call that a gap analysis. Here you are, here's where you need to be if you want to do what you say you want to do. So now let's figure out how to move you there. And then after that, we will then move into a consulting agreement with them.
Consulting agreement. So basically what you're doing is making sure that everything's in check, making sure that those dreams and visions of what they have for their company, that the company is also producing, so they end up being where they want to go.
Yes, exactly. The best thing they can do for themselves and for their employees is have a profitable business.
All the areas that you're working in, it's pretty amazing because of the fact that you're able to consult in different areas, be it employees, be it strategies, be it even employee morale. Are all those pretty much pieces of the success formula?
No, it's all that. We look at the business as 3 sections of the pipe: the sales part, the operations part, and the financial part. And you have to have all of those in sync. You have to have the operation handle the sales, and you have the sales to drive the top end of the business. So we look at that and we say, okay, what's the limiting factor in your company? Well, maybe it's the employee turnover, because there's absolutely no employee system. Right. So then that's where we will address. Maybe they have no ability to get a line of credit. Maybe they don't have any financial capability to do some of the things they want to do. So then we try to redraft that for them so that they maybe not move where they want to move as fast as they want to move, but at least we're starting to move within their financial capability. So it's that 3-legged stool: sales, operations, and finance that we focus on.
Interesting. You mentioned earlier that some folks just gain peace of mind, as well as their family, and obviously their business runs better because of it. Are many surprised when you're explaining to them how dependent the business may be on themselves, and is that something you can help them change a little bit?
I don't know if they're surprised. They know it, and a lot of times it's kind of not ego, but they're proud of it. They're proud of how dependent the business is on them. And part of that change is to get them to be proud of the overall business, so they're not having to work 60-hour weeks and everything else.
Wonderful. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, basically, you're going to learn more about the company here. This is an individual who had 30 years of business. He worked within the consulting field in a larger firm, and he learned quite a bit there about, what he wanted to do, but also about what he did not want to do with his company, and basically is able to help small companies, mid-sized companies go down the road, and basically, like he said, you hold their hand, because this has got to be kind of a stretch for them many times. I mean, they're doing something they're not used to basically doing. How important is an outside perspective such as yours to help them along?
Well, I think it's very important because the old saying, if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. And, they do need somebody to come in with a skill set that's different than theirs, a broader business perspective, because very few small business owners have a business perspective. And, just kind of get them to understand this is what they have to do if they want to do what they say they want to do. And that almost to bring the tools and stuff in the business that's discipline in is kind of the technical side of the consulting, but it's the changing, and it's getting the people to understand, and it's moving fast enough that the results start being beneficial, and they start seeing the results, and they start getting the ROI, but also slow enough that you don't break it.
Interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your background in engineering is almost like building something here. We're talking about building companies one by one with all different outcomes.
Yes. And, 90 and 95% of every business is the same. There's just basic business principles that everybody has to follow. But there's that 5 or 10% that is unique to any business, whether it's the people or the market or the location or who knows what it could be. So we have to have the owner help us understand that part of it so that we can then help them understand the other part of it.
Obviously, the services you're providing could work with any company out there. And you yourself have worked with small companies all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. What is the ideal candidate that would really benefit from your services?
Well, the market we really target on is a business owner that is doing, say, 500,000 to 5 million in sales, has 5 to 30 employees, because that's the size of company that really can benefit from our services. But they're also tend to be on the small side as far as a larger consulting company goes. So they're kind of in no man's land in a way. And so that's kind of what our heart is that size of company, and to help them move to whatever they need to move to.
Excellent. So more than the startup company who's just getting going, you like it when they're ready to shift gears and basically move into a new, bigger direction.
Yeah, we do not work with startup companies. They wouldn't be able to afford the services, and they wouldn't get the return on investment from that either. So no, it has to be a company that has got some traction to it and is starting to move along and accelerate and wants to shift gears, like you said. Yes.
Viewer out there, we have an owner that's watching. They want to get involved. They basically are tired of maybe juggling the hats, or possibly they just know that they want to be more at peace in their company and enjoy their business more. How do they get started? And is this a consultation that you can provide for them?
Yes. I think the website has our phone number, our contact information on it. There's no charge. There's no commitment. We just want to. Our heart is to help them, and so we want to make sure that we're the right fit for them, because there's owners out there that need us and know it, and there's other owners out there that need us and don't know it, and so we just want to find the right people and work with them. So we sit down for a few minutes, have them give us a call, and we'll find out where they are.
Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you will learn more about the company, as well as their contact information is right there. You can also request some great white papers you can download, and they will walk you through the steps. Like you said before, many times if you need a consultation like this, and many times you don't know. And so basically give them a call. He'll be able to sit down with you. If you decide to move on to the next phase, they will go into an on-site consultation, which can take a day or 2 days, go a little bit deeper into your company, and at the end of the day, you can decide if you want a project plan put into place. This is a company we began in 2009 with 30 years of business experience behind it. That is NewVector Business Associates, moving business to new heights. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.